Tune-ups left before you hit the real deal. Every game feels important at this point. A lot of holiday spirit in the air, but both teams ready for business today.
Well, make no mistake, guys, this is a big game for both teams. As you just intimated, Andy, both of these teams are looking to go into the holiday break on a great momentum swing, right? You don't want to lose that game ever going into Christmas break because you got a few days off. You don't want that to fester and mull around in your spirit.
Tennessee had 10 days off after their loss in Nashville against Illinois before that game Tuesday against Louisville. They've had some time to fester on a loss. They don't want to be back in that same spot. Here's Jacoby Gillespie, 23 points on Tuesday. Can't get the layup to go.
Nice cut to the basket. Gardner-Webb starting out in a matchup zone. Tennessee kind of feeling them out just a little bit. But if you're Jacoby, slash when you can, get to the heart of the paint. And if you can finish, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, kick it out.
Talented transfer from Maryland, Tennessee native Jacoby Gillespie. There's a starting five that Jeremy Luther is going with here, and what is going to be his team's toughest challenge of the season. Both wins for Gardner-Webb against D2 schools, but they're not shy from playing teams with this caliber like Tennessee.
No, they're not shy, and that's what you want to see if you're Coach Luther. Your first shot go through the basket, give you a little bit of that extra momentum going down the court.
Three-pointer was good for Curtis Williams, the third. Offensive board, Dwayne Brown, the Tennessee freshman, making his second straight start.
That's going to be a difference maker right here because of Tennessee's size. You know, they're going to be able to get to the rim, get to that rack at will.
Ament looking for an answer off the mark. Another talented freshman in Tennessee's lineup. Three underclassmen in the starting five for Rick Barnes again.
That just shows you the level of trust that Coach Barnes has in his young puppies. Not afraid of the big moment, wants to get those guys some really good experience moving into SEC play.
Sims works it around Ace Talbert. Alabama transfer Sims, a running floater. Offensive board for the running Bulldogs. Sims a cut and a giveaway.
Yeah, Sims got to take that ball to the rack. Got to play off of 2 feet.
It was Boswell on the right spot. Tennessee did a great job of making Louisville uncomfortable Tuesday. Ament tries another, and he's 0 for 2 to start. Akpara there for the moment, gives it away.
Really good job of Gardner-Webb securing the defensive rebound, getting down the floor, and that's their second chance opportunities that they're going to need here.
Tennessee, one of the better rebounding teams in the nation. That is going to be the challenge for Gardner-Webb. Already mentioned height, big difference. Can Tennessee work it inside and win that battle?
Well, you got to be happy about that defensive effort there if you're Gardner-Webb, because I believe that's going to be a tie-up, and it's going to go to the running Rebels.
Here's Jeremy Luther, his second season. Actually came to Knoxville for his first career game as a head coach. He's a guy that loves this Gardner-Webb program. Before being a head coach last season, 11 years as an assistant under Tim Kraft, who's now at Western Carolina. Just has so much care of this program, and lives in an era where he's going to have a different roster every year.
Really enjoy the time that I get to spend around Coach Luther. Just a student of the game, really pours his heart and soul into this program.
Contested jumper off the mark for Colin Hawkins, but Gardner-Webb's done a good job of cleaning up their misses.
Yeah, Gardner-Webb, man, they are getting to the offensive glass, which is something that you didn't expect because Tennessee's got a certain level of...
I'll be the first to tell you that you're going to take each game in itself, despite who you're playing or despite what your most recent results were, and that's a lot what Tennessee had to do mentally after a 3-game losing stretch is flush that and move on to another big game against Louisville.
Talking to Coach Barnes in shoot-around today, we talked about just that. This game is just as important on the schedule as the Louisville game was.
Jacoby Gillespie gets Tennessee on the board. Deep three.
That's the lid lifter that will settle this basketball team down. You see J.P. Estrella in the game right now and Jalen Carey. Look for Tennessee to have, again, make a concerted effort to get the ball in the interior.
Gillespie 23 points, 5 assists on Tuesday. Has Tennessee's first 3.
Great defense there by Nate Amit.
He moved quickly the other way. Boswell, Estrella, big man weaving through, a bit off balance, can't get it to go.
Yeah, just never got his footing under him. I thought he was going to make a post-to-post big man twosome pass there, but he didn't.
Jemias Ferrer off the mark for Gardner-Webb. Tennessee looking to get in some rhythm offensively. Gillespie runs the show at that point.
Got to give a lot of credit, Andy, to Gardner-Webb, man. They've come out to play.
He was one of the best three-point shooters in the country last year. But the makeup of this team, they've got a lot of guys that they will rotate inside. You don't have Cade Phillips anymore. That's a big piece that you're missing. But so many options that Tennessee can utilize in the paint.
Yeah, and I think that if you were to have had this sort of depth last year with their bigs, they might have given Houston a better game in that Elite 8 matchup with a chance to go to the Final Four. But, I think this year for Tennessee, they've got a well-rounded basketball team, particularly on the inside.
Felt clear that when Tennessee is playing successful, they're going to get the ball in the paint. Tennessee only 1 for 8 in the first half against Louisville from 3. But once the bigs got rolling, it provided a bit more cushion for the 3 to start falling later in the game.
And you got to reward the bigs there. Now, you look at Jalen Carey. I mean, he can't be stopped there because he's going to carve out that space. He uses that wide frame of his to be able to get where he wants to, his spot. He uses his timing and is not rushed and gets the shot up and goes in.
Jalen Carey, the physical presence, double-double on Tuesday. Other physical, too, off the feed from Estrella. Tennessee has evened this one up early.
Really good hands from Jacoby Gillespie.
Here's Gillespie the other way. Estrella.
Look at someone like J.P. Estrella, who's just on the verge of just breaking out. Unfortunately, he had that minor injury over in Las Vegas that kind of sidelined him and curtailed his growth this year. But I'm telling you, this kid could be a key to a long season for Tennessee in terms of getting to where they want to, that elusive Final Four.
Gardner-Webb able to finish for 2. Evens things up at 7. Gillespie looking for Abram. Great dish.
Great pass there from Jacoby, streaking. Amari Abram getting to the basket. Really like what Gardner-Webb's doing right here, though, man. Taking their time, backdoor cut. Probably got fouled, did get fouled.
He's going to go get another opportunity. You're going to have to reload.
Well, that's the battle for Coach Luther. And again, I think he's a fantastic an O's coach. But at the same time, when you coach your guys up and they're averaging 16, 17 points a game, man, they're going to get poached by someone.
Carey not quite. Estrella follows. Big man doing work.
That's what J.P. Estrella does so well, man. He's like on a pogo stick. Just gets up and down so quickly.
And a Gardner-Webb turnover. That is their 4th. Offensive rebound's a big part of what Tennessee does. Good touch from Estrella.
Yeah, Jalen Carey doing what he does best there again. But J.P. Estrella, it's just it's hard. It's hard to box those guys out. It's hard to keep those guys with that type of stature and girth in front of you.
The Tennessee averages about 15 boards a game. That's second in the SEC. These big men, they're not just going to score. They're going to be asked to play defense, obviously, rebound the ball, and pass, as we've already seen, as Carey. That's an easy, too, about as easy as an and-one chance he'll see. It's about 8.5 rebounds. The confidence meter has shot up for him.
The confidence meter has shot up, and it's good to see him make his first free throw as well. Spent a lot of time at the free throw line today in shoot around. Anytime you have your head coach over your shoulder when you're shooting free throws in a shoot around, man, it's not necessarily a good thing, but so it's good to see him get off the schneid there with his first free throw make.
Carey had 12 points against Louisville, left some on the bone, though.
Really indecisive in terms of what he should do. I believe it says hand down, man down. Well, there wasn't anybody in the vicinity, so had to knock that one down.
You're able to make a layup like that, what Bishop did? A little reversal, a little motion like that?
No.
Well, you didn't need to lay it up. You could just dunk it. Tennessee by 14. Hogarth really got a tough job of battling these Tennessee bigs. It can't buy that one. Good defense from Estrella.
But I like that look.
Gillespie all the way to the rim himself. So smooth when it gets going like that.
Yeah, another one of those highway screens from J.P. Estrella, man, just clearing out space, letting those guards get downhill and finishing at the rim.
Jacoby Gillespie only had 3 points in the first half against Louisville, and I think it was a good lesson for that Tennessee team, even though he did finish with 23, had 20 in the second. It was a good lesson that Tennessee can still lead at the half and still be successful without Gillespie at his best.
Yeah, they can be highly successful without him scoring at an elite level.
Gillespie off the pass, can't get the three. Troy Henderson's got the rebound. Gillespie off the feet again, dish into Carey. Nice find.
Jalen Carey, it's just too easy for him. And it's really, you know, Andy, when you see an iceberg, they say that most of the iceberg is under the water, and the visible part is just a tiny part of it. That's what I feel with Jalen Carey, man. He's got so much that we have yet to see.
That is an awesome analogy, Steve, and I think Coach Barnes would agree with you as well. Despite his good performances, it seems like he's still just as hard on him.
He is very hard on him because he knows that Carey's got a great amount of potential.
Almost a bank-in three from Curtis Williams. Everything but in. Gillespie on the baseline. Troy Henderson, another Tennessee freshman. No good from three. And a foul on the rebound. Jalen Carey fighting for it. Tennessee 21-5 run over the line.
You could throw it up high enough for Nate Ament to throw it down, but even that one was just a little bit too high for him.
Gillespie up for Estrella. Huge lob. JP just dominating right now.
Throw it up and send it down, big fella.
Sharp find from Gillespie. That's his third assist. Estrella up to 10-point.
Dunker spot and just throw it up to the rim, man. One of my big fellas is going to go up there and get it.
You can just see the chemistry developing between Gillespie and those guys in the paint. Ament, his third three. That one falls. His first points of the game.
Man, he's got such a sweet stroke. You know, and he is developing confidence game by game by game. There's a reason why, you know, by all projections, he is a top 14, top 15 draft prospect. Again, another willing pass by Jacoby because he could have shot that, right? He was open enough to shoot it. But he understands I need to get my fellows going, particularly Nate Ament.
Ament 13 points, 7 rebounds, hit a pair of threes against Louisville. Second on the team in points, 16 a game for the freshman. Very talented freshman. Again, always has a lot of eyes on him.
Now that pass,
to be a lottery pick.
That pass there from Jacoby Gillespie is going to draw the ire of one coach, Rick Barnes, because as we talked about in shoot around, it's knowing when to speed up, when to pull it back.
Just a third turnover for Tennessee today. Turnovers were a bit of an issue for Tennessee early. Coach Barnes even had balloons out in practice. When turnover happened, you pop it, and then if you run out of balloons, you're running. So this team has made it a conservative effort to try to clean up those mistakes.
And he told me today that he is going to keep that in play. Great last second shot clock shot there.
Curtis Williams gets it to go. Henderson looking for an answer, and he's got it.
What Gardner-Webb's got to do, man, they got to get back and wall up a little bit better, man. Got to play better defense. Can't celebrate on one end and give up a three on the other end.
Henderson's going to be that three-point specialist when he enters in. A smooth shot, and he knocks that one down. Sims right to the rim over Estrella. Great finish for the Alabama transfer.
So how do you throw off a timing of a shot blocker? You go up off the wrong foot, right? Because shot blockers, man, they need to feel that rhythm. 1-2, go up, I'm going to go get that shot. But, man, when you go off the wrong foot, it throws them off.
Lots of confidence in Jacoby Gillespie. A deep three that time, his second three of the day. Gillespie up to 8 points and 5 assists here in the first half, and he's running the show.
And you're getting everybody involved. Everybody's feeling good. You want to give everyone ample playing time today because, again, most of these guys are going to go home eat some Christmas dinner, some Christmas breakfast, open up presents, all that good stuff, man. You want them to go home feeling good about themselves.
Amen. Left wide open. Back iron. Hudson driving. Barber a three. Left wing. Gardner-Webb can't hit. Gillespie's been so smooth and poised. Henderson running three. He's got 2.5 now. The freshman catches in for another.
Sharpshooter, man. Give me the ball some more, coach. I can put it in for you.
Tennessee now 5 of 12 from 3. Deep shot starting to fall.
Well, and they take those shots in rhythm. The thing about Gardner-Webb right now is they're running very little offense because everything is predicated on a 0 pass or a 1 pass shot going up. And then when you don't make that shot, the 3-point shot, you don't get back on defense, and it leads to an easy opportunity for Nate Amit.
Plethora of subs on the wait. Good flow of play for both sides. Amen, a bucket on one end, a swat on the other. It has just been all Tennessee over these last 2 minutes. 8-0 run. Gillespie. And just missed that one. Looked like it went in. Just short.
Well, it was all net.
Yeah. That's almost harder to do, Steve. Gillespie free throw line. Directing traffic. Amen. Corner. Not quite.
So this is an empty possession again for Tennessee, primarily because, again, they didn't get the ball on the interior.
Good ball movement from Gardner-Webb and just in a team that is also coming off a win. They're looking to jumpstart their travel into Big South play coming soon, and obviously one of the toughest environments of teams they've played all season.
Yeah, if you play well in this environment, odds are in your conference you're not going to see anyone that has this type of size and strength and depth, so you can play well there as well.
Great start for Tennessee to start the second half. Kobe Gillespie has been running the months of play. And the feeling is he just has to be that guy every night for Tennessee. Yes, he's going to have off nights, but he's going to be expected to carry a lot of the weight.
Well, and there's some questions yet to be answered because, you are not going to be at your best efficiently if you're Tennessee and you have Jacoby who knocks down another three playing 36, 37 minutes a game. You can't have that. So you have to have someone as his backup that can man this Tennessee offense and keep that offense humming.
That shot from distance looking smooth for Gillespie. He's got 11 points now. 3 of them from behind the 3-point line. Tennessee looking efficient coming out of the break. Dwayne Brown flying up for an offensive rebound. Amit hit a 3 in the first half. Dwayne Brown again. That time the goal got in his way.
Like that effort, though, from Dwayne Brown. Really like that effort.
Gillespie trying to save it from going.
Pocket pass, caught it, went right up with it in rhythm and knocked it down.
He's going to get credited with a turnover on that one. Doesn't feel like it should be a turnover. He made a defensive hustle play. Hawkins, free throw line. And it'll stay Gardner-Webb basketball. Gardner-Webb did a good job early in that first 3 to 4 minutes of the game, out-rebounding Tennessee, especially on the offensive side, but it's a volunteer team that just has significant height advantage.
Well, if you're Coach Luther, the one thing that you want to see from your running Rebels is the no quit, right? Treat this game as if it's 0-0. Are you going to win this basketball game? Probably not. But you want to see that maximum effort every single time up and down the floor.
Nice mid-range, Jacob Hogarth. Sophomore forward inside, a smooth touch.
Hogarth is a good player. Got a good frame, good body.
Gillespie stays in control. Now off the drive inside and a good finish. He can hit the 3, but he's really good off the drive too.
He's really good at using that left hand. He went into the middle of that paint and was going to throw it up to, someone in the dunker spot, but the defense backed off, allowed him to use his left hand to get to the basket. Gardner-Webb
held under 20 points. That's the lowest Tennessee opponent has been held to for the Vols this season defensively.
Really good stand there by Nate Ament.
Amen off the drive, contact, and a jump ball. Amen's had some great games in his freshman season for Tennessee, 3-time SEC Freshman of the Week in the conference, but he's also had some games where he hasn't been able to get into the flow. He shot 32% from the floor during Tennessee's 3-game losing stretch. Had some games where he couldn't get in rhythm, and opposing defenses made it really hard for him. But you talk about the mental game that is basketball, and this coaching staff praises Nate for what he's able to do to move on to the next game despite a performance from the one prior.
Well, you got to flush the bad ones as well as the good ones, right? Because every day, every game is a new opportunity to prove your wares. And when you're someone like Nate Ament, you're going to be challenged every single time because these guys know, Gardner-Webb knows that, we're playing against a potential top 10 NBA pick next season.
Ball players at the end of the season than they are even now.
They're going to be better because they're going to be challenged each and every day in practice. Iron sharpens iron, and when you got the type of depth that Coach Barnes has at every position, you've got no choice but to get better.
This Tennessee team and coaching staff do a fantastic job with film and one-on-one analysis. A lot of individual work that goes on behind the scenes, and
it's going to get rewarded by going to the charity stripe. They could use a little bit more from that. If you're Coach Luther, man, try to get the ball on the inside, utilize the speed that you've got, the quickness that you've got to kind of offset that immense size that Tennessee's got.
And the shots from distance not falling yet for Gardner-Webb, just 3 of 18.
At the level in which he's missing from the free throw line.
1 for 2 that time around. Carey has got 8 points. Big man has been busy. 13 minutes of work. Hawkins, Sims, really good defense from Abram. Staying right on Sims. 3 from the left wing. Rims away. Good defense from Tennessee on ball.
Good defense, but that's really good offense. It got you a wide open look because you ran your sets. You didn't settle for the first shot or the second shot. You made Tennessee's defense rotate.
Mari Evans from the corner can't hit. Jalen Carey is in there, and a really nice kiss off the glass. 11th offensive rebound for Tennessee today.
Was here, man. He's a terrific, terrific young man.
Games that sort of themed revolved around it.
Yes.
Marketing crew, in-venue crew at Tennessee has done a fantastic job of that today.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without everyone that is behind the camera, the producer, director, everyone. Just an awesome, awesome job as always. Got to give a shout out to Allison.
That's right. Our great producer, Allison Paris, working hard on this Sunday. Not wearing a Christmas sweater, though, which is unfortunate.
And that's okay. That's okay.
I'm sure some of the crew are celebrating better than we are. So we obviously didn't get the memo either.
Well, you look at Tennessee here. We talked about it before, but you want to always enter your break on a win. You want to enter your break playing at your best. You want Coach Barnes to leave that locker room at the end of this game and go, great job, guys. A lot of work to do, but great job. Have fun on your break, as opposed to, hey, man, we got a lot of work to do, and, we're going to cut the break shorter. You guys are going to do more work here.
Wayne Brown with the flush. Tennessee continues to pour it on. A 3. Peterson able to knock it in for Gardner-Webb as the long-range shot starting to fall a bit more for the running Bulldogs. It's their 6th made 3.
This is what we expected, right? Just an up-and-down matchup. Both teams shooting the ball well.
Akpara cleans up his own miss. I don't know if it's a rebound.
That was another one of those looks from Akpara that was just short, not giving it a chance.
Gillespie can't knock down the 3. Sims quickly the other way. Sims from the corner, and that's good. Gardner-Webb starting to feel it from deep.
Yeah, back-to-back threes.
Back to a 40-point game. Have to like the non-quit of this Gardner-Webb team. They were held under 20 points in the first half, but now starting to find some comfortability from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah, they're settling in just a little bit too late, obviously. The lead is probably insurmountable, but at the same time, you want to see your team continue for his team.
What a New Year's Eve battle against Charleston Southern. Final little effort of 2025 before Gardner-Webb kicks it into the new year. Tennessee themselves will also have one more game of this 2025 campaign. They start to set their eyes forward towards SEC play, and it once again should be another really fun year in the SEC. You got South Carolina State 2 days before the new year, and then at Arkansas and Coach Cal, two of the coaches at the top of active career wins, and Coach Barnes and Coach Calipari. Should be a fun way to start conference play.
Well, you got, as you just mentioned, you got a little bit of a tune-up with South Carolina State coming in. They will pose a challenge for Coach Barnes. There will be a high level of attention put towards South Carolina State, but then you turn all the efforts to Arkansas. Very, very talented team over in Fayetteville for sure.
That is a really challenging place to win at Arkansas. And then obviously a very emotional game when Texas comes to town. First SEC home game, Coach Barnes against his former team. Jefferson got in there, got a steal. Might have been thinking about the dunk on the other end. Couldn't quite handle it, but it's been a high energy game for DJ.
Yeah, and you look at just another great big-to-big pass there, but you look at Jacoby Gillespie, and that, again, not a very good pass, and he's probably going to take a seat for the rest of the game.
Jefferson for three, off the mark.
A little bit of a heat check for DJ.
And Coach Luther saying, I could have swung the ball around a little bit. Again, good day for Jefferson. Fires another one here in Knoxville. Gillespie looking for Brown, not quite on that pass. A little short. Jacob Hudson the other way, gonna throw it up for Williams and can't finish it. And Coach Luther obviously a bit frustrated after those last two possessions for his team.
Yeah, because you don't want to give away those easy two, man. You got to find a way to finish those. I know, again, the lead is insurmountable, but every bucket counts.
Well, Tennessee's gonna